baby, the way y'all showed up for Miss Akira with Leanne's pedal shop, that's what I'm talking about. That's how we unify to stand up for each other. Now, Cousins was calling up there cussing the people from Kingdom Come. They have turned off their comments on Instagram and their voicemail. And then the white ladies, let me call y'all out real quick for a second, because I don't know who it was that went up there and called them people out, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. This is what we mean when we say, like, stand up and do something. Because when the white people, white ladies specifically, when y'all stand up and y'all go up there and y'all call out other white people, think about how it messes with their heads.
So there was this video of this black girl who wears a hijab on my For You page. She got fired from this local flower shop called Leanne's Pedal Shop, I think. It's crazy to me that people will ruin their businesses even in 2025. So if you watch the entire video that she posted, she wasn't hostile towards them at all. Recording was exactly what she needed to do. She wasn't hostile. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't yell. She didn't, try to fight, nothing like that. And it wasn't just the owner. It was everyone there that was being hostile.
Hello everyone, how are you doing today? Welcome back to Trending Pulse Worldwide. My name is Amy and thank you so much for being here today. Now, there's a story that's been spreading fast online, a story that shows just how ugly racism in the workplace can still be. And it's of a black Muslim woman who worked at a flower shop in Georgetown, Kentucky. And she was fired, and the way it all played out left people shocked. Here's the thing, she didn't just come online to talk about it later. She even recorded the entire situation as it happened. And that's why these clips are so powerful. You'll see it for yourself in a moment, and you'll see how calm and polite she remained even while being treated really unfairly. And she never lashed out. She never raised her voice. She handled it with dignity. But then there's that moment that has gone really viral. The owner allegedly telling customers to lock the doors. And that line hit people so hard because it felt not only unnecessary but openly racist. But when you see it captured on video in real time, there's no denying the truth. Now, I'm going to show you her video alongside with some of the reactions people posted afterwards. So let's take a look. But before that, kindly consider subscribing, turning on the notifications so you never miss an episode from Trending Pulse Worldwide.
The cops will be here if you don't get out of here.
Oh, don't worry. You can call them. Don't mind. I just want to clock out.
Please just go, okay?
We've asked you to get out of the building.
Please.
I'm clocking. You told me to clock out.
No, we didn't.
You've already...
I didn't clock out. Let me just clock out. I'll leave. Don't worry. And I need to get my stuff from the car. So I don't mind to leave. Don't worry.
Why do you keep doing this? You just clocked out.
I haven't clocked out. She just told me right now, and I was walking to the front.
Out twice.
The first time.
It just said
twice.
It just said clock out.
Please go.
It just said clock out.
Please go.
They're so funny. Can I get my stuff from the car?
Yeah.
Please. I think I left anything.
Watch your purses and stuff.
Watch your purses. Guys, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. Like,
Everybody lock their cars.
being black is really a crime. Being black is really a crime.
You realize we have people of all races working?
Being black is really a crime. She's telling them lock their cars. Hold your purses like I'm gonna steal it or something. I've never stole at this place. I started working here. I do my job. She's telling them lock their cars like I'm gonna go inside their cars, or like I talk to them rudely in any way, kicking me out their store rudely. I couldn't, giving me a hard time to clock out. Just being rude. So being black is literally a crime. I'm just here to get my stuff. I did not steal anything. I did not take anything. I am not a thief. That's not what I'm here for. So this is Leanne's local pedal shop. This is Leanne's local pedal shop. I was just told leave. I was just told to leave. And they're like, oh, we'll call the police. We'll do this. Like, being black is literally a crime. Like, they will sit here and be angry with you for the things that they do themselves. She's like, giving me my keys like I'm gonna steal her car. Where am I going? And they're like, you're recording for what though?
How did I just want to clock out turn into calling the cops, getting her detained, and getting her sister, who came to pick her up from the job, also detained? This is 2025, and we are still talking about racism in America? Like, sometimes we see it and we don't want to talk about it because it's getting to the point where it's like, okay, if I talk about it, where are we going? But this is one of the times where you can just close your eyes and keep scrolling. This is appalling, Leanne. Do better. I hope that business don't survive the following sun or the next moon. I don't know. Because you don't do that. The same day she was hired, 20 minutes later, they asked her to pack 20 orders. So they hired her out of desperation and for the fact that they can't get anybody to do the work.
You see, I live in Kentucky. I live right outside of the bluest frickin' city in Kentucky, Louisville. And here's the thing, though. Georgetown, Kentucky, where this shop is right outside of a pretty blue city as well. Lexington, Kentucky, which is home to UK. Now, Georgetown, Kentucky happens to be quite a bit smaller than Lexington, Kentucky. It's kind of like where I live outside of Louisville. It's real close, though. So I would imagine that quite a few people from Lexington, Kentucky may be attentive to an issue like this very, very close to their home, quite blue city. Leanne's local pedals let this woman go for whatever reason. I don't know. I've heard, and this is just a rumor, that they called her lazy, which I also find to be suspect. So I just thought I'd pop on here because I happen to live in the state of Kentucky, and when I see things going down like this in the state of Kentucky, I call it out directly. And I thought maybe that people who live in the pretty blue city of Lexington, Kentucky might want to know that this kind of business is in their ranks. Even in Georgetown, I'm sure there are people there who wouldn't be very pleased with this kind of behavior.
So I'm a Texas attorney and I practice criminal defense for over 6 years, and there's a lot wrong with this video. First of all, that young lady's acting very calm. She is not yelling. She is not giving him an attitude. She's simply trying to clock out and get her stuff out the car. And they are being very disgusting to her. Saying things like lock your car and check your purses. Like, the microaggressions aren't very micro here. Okay? It's very disgusting what they did to her. But besides that, enter the cop, who his actions are even worse from a standpoint of the criminal justice system. If you see, he comes in and all we see is him asking, presumably the shop owner, do you want to trespass her? I mean, issue her some type of trespass warning or trespass citation. And the shop owner says yes. The officer then immediately tells the young lady that she is detained and not free to leave until he writes up the trespass papers. My problem with this is that the officer did not get her side of the story. He did not do a proper investigation to see if he had met the requirements of trespass in this situation. Law enforcement officers are required to adequately, thoroughly, and efficiently investigate the scene before they make any determinations. And it's clear this officer did not do that. Instead, he believed the woman who was crying wolf and immediately villainized the other young lady. This is so dangerous because everything is not on video. This just happened to be recorded by this young lady. But there are many times where someone calls the police on someone else and the officer only gets one side of the story, and the other person is then villainized over a lie or over something that never happened. But because it's not on video, they just believe one side over the other. And we all know that if you are a minority in any way, your side is most likely not to be believed when you're up against non-minorities. This is the reason why some minorities refuse to call the cops, because they don't trust that the cops will really listen to them and hear them and do proper investigation. Hopefully this young lady will take action against this employer, because it's very clear that that young lady was not doing anything to make them react the way they did.
Alright, seeing all that together really shows why so many people are really angry. And here is how it went down. On August 26th, she was fired from her job at Leanne's local petals. But instead of us having to rely on second-hand accounts, we have our own footage of the incident. The video shows her being let out and you can hear how she was treated, and through it all, she stayed calm, respectful, and really composed. And that's what makes it even more heartbreaking. You're watching someone endure microaggressions and outright disrespect, but refusing to let it take away her dignity. Then came that clip, the owner telling customers to lock the doors. That's the part that turned this into a national conversation, because for many, it was the clearest example of bias they've seen in a long time. And since then, the reactions online have been explosive, and some are calling this blunted racism. Others are urging boycotts of the shop. Many are encouraging her to take legal action, since US laws protect employees from discrimination based on race and religion. And as always, there are a few voices saying the internet is overreacting. But when you're watching raw video, not just hearsay, it's hard to dismiss what's really happening. Now, you might ask, what about the shop itself? Well, as of today, their website and social media are still active, still promoting flowers and arrangements, but there has been no public statement or apology about the incident. And the silence is loud and people are noticing. But people have gone to the website giving negative reviews, but according to social media, they have been removing those negative reviews. Now guys, for me, this is bigger than one flower shop. It's about how racism still shows up in everyday spaces. It's about how powerful it is when someone hits record and shows the world what's really happening. And it's also about the grace of a woman who refused to let racism push her into reacting negatively. But I know some would react differently, which is still justified, because you shouldn't be put in such a situation just because of the color of your skin or your religion. So guys, let's talk about it. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear from you. I want to know what you think about this conversation. And before we go, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Trending Pulse Worldwide for more stories just like this. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for supporting this channel and also being part of this community. I appreciate you so much. Alright guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Stay blessed.